Hi everyone, this is Devleena and welcoming all of you to another exciting episode of Icons Behind Brand. And I have a special guest with me today, and we have the privilege to introduce Mr. Shailendra Patil, a marketing professional currently serving as a marketing director at Filo, with a background that includes working with interesting organizations like The Viral Fever and HT Media. Shailendra brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise in the table. So join us as we delve into a conversation with Shailendra, where he shares his valuable insights and experiences from his career. So a warm welcome to you, Shailendra.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Devleena. Thank you for inviting me on the show.
A variety of experience. There are so much we can talk, Shailendra, but I would love to know about the journey and background.
Great. I would love to share this. Very rarely does one get a chance to talk about their own journey. So I was born in Kalyan, born and brought up in Kalyan, actually, in the suburbs of Bombay. So I actually did get a chance to see how India's aspirations have grown over the years from my own personal lens. How the cultural zeitgeist has kind of evolved over a period of time. So born in the early 90s, having seen the entire 90s wave, having seen how things evolved in the 2000s, it's been very fascinating. For a 13-14-year-old me, for whom, going to simply Marine Drive on one fine day, it used to be an adventure of sorts, right? You get to see the sea in front of you. You admire the skyline that you get to see, and you, on one side there is Oberoi, and you
Oh,
feel
yeah.
fascinated that, hey, someday I'll be here, right? Someday I'll be relishing a feast with my friends. I'll be enjoying with my family and whatnot. So, and then with your own background, when you and Bombay in that sense, humbles you, right? You travel by public transport. Public transport is the default mode for a
Right.
lot of people, right? So in that sense, you kind of assimilate yourself in the crowd. You understand each other's journey very well. So I would say that kind of upbringing that you have really gets you ready for the future, I would say, wherein you are very accommodating of different cultures that you get exposed to, different ideas of life that you get exposed to. So I think I've been very fortunate in that sense. Had a great, set of parents. Had no problem at whatsoever at any given point in time. Throughout my education, I made different decisions. I've taken different paths. So early in my school career, I used to play professional cricket. Wanted to do something on the cricket front. Uh, Pivoted to preparing for JE, because
Okay.
yeah, that's how middle class ambitions kind of evolve.
Right. So it's very fascinating, when you say sports marketing, it's very fascinating and it's also interesting. So I would love to know, and I'm sure my viewers would also love to know, what is sports marketing in a nutshell, and yeah, for the benefit of my viewers, and how it is different from other form of marketing. So if you touch that part.
Sure. So I mean, sports marketing completely revolves on one key thing. So any marketing that you do eventually leads to the purchase decisions that you are able to influence,
Right.
right? Eventually, you are, as a function, delivering revenue for the brand,
Right.
whichever brand it is, right? With sports marketing, there is this concept of bumps on seats, BOS, they call it.
Okay.
Basically, any spectator sport
Mm-hmm.
that needs to have an audience for it to be watched is essentially what the role of sports marketing is,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So, which is why, if you consider spectator sport, uh, 3 to 4 sports you would want to consider, right? Cricket, in Indian context, cricket really works.
Mm-hmm.
Football being the second one.
Yeah.
In Indian context, again, let's look at kabaddi, and then let's look at tennis as a spectator sport that people would want to watch. Right now, to understand sports marketing, these are the sports, and then there are different tenets to it, right? So, be it the organization, which could be a club, be it a particular player wherein the athlete management part comes into play,
Okay. Okay.
be it the media sales function that comes into play because of the sport, and the last piece being how is it that the entire audience segment remains involved in whatever is happening around the sport
Okay.
amidst all the things that we are talking about, because if you don't have the audience, then you don't really have anything to market on, right? Now, in that aspect, the fundamentals of marketing stay the same, right? But it is very much community driven. The emotion that you evoke under the sports marketing vertical is that of the community, that is of the camaraderie. That hey, that we are together in this, and this is our sport, right? And hence, a lot of it is driven by the idea of where do you belong as an individual, and what kind of communication would you be able to do to ensure that an individual feels that this is a very personalized message. So at a macro level, you have to understand the cultural phenomenon, but at a micro level, you will also have to understand what are the different facets of fans that you are serving to. So there could be primary fans who are extremely indulgent. There could be secondary fans who would follow the updates, and there could be tertiary fans who would simply, for the sake of conversation, be up to date about things.
So, Shailendra, when I was just going through the LinkedIn profile, I came across you have some interesting, stint in some of the organizations. So, one of the organization is TVF, the Viral Fever, which is, very interesting. And I got stuck there, and I thought I'm definitely going to touch something on that part. The viral fever pictures and all, it has a significant role into my life as well, when I started my entrepreneurial journey. So pictures has a significant role behind that in terms of the motivation and other things. Yeah. So see, so TVF and the marketing towards the web series, the web series marketing, which is the talk of the town. And if you just touch something on that part, I mean, that would be very interesting, how this works, how the web series marketing works, how brands they chooses web series marketing, what are the challenges, what are the background work you do for that. So I think it would be great to talk about that.
Sure, we'd love to share. I mean, TVF has been the most I think special thing that happened to me on the career front. Given the fact that it taught me so much, it gave me so much exposure into doing something on my own, creating my own personal identity, I would say. It's been fantastic with them. I mean, they say the Nike campaign for the Indian cricket team was bleed blue. I would say the TVF alums, when they talk about TVF only, they would say we bleed TVF. So yeah, it's a very special place, very very special place. Thanks to Arnav to have taken the plunge to build that company. So during my stint, I would say when we were working, first and foremost, thing that happened and whatever results that we were able to deliver on the web series marketing front was thanks to our head of marketing, which was Vineet Kanabar. So I mean, the culture that we were able to create at TVF of people, doing things for each other was the primary reason for success. it was a very people-driven company, right? Some of the best folks who really understood culture and would go an extra mile to create that impact, because at TVF a lot of people came from that mindset that, hey, I want to make a mark, you know. So a lot of success at TVF, I think, is, I would attribute to the people who were working on things that they were working on. Now, when we talk about web series marketing in particular, you know, uh, the core foundation of it lies in what is the premise of the show and where is it that your anchor lies in the pop culture, right? I'll demonstrate that with an example, right? So I got a chance to work on Ye Meri Family and Kota Factory. I led the marketing for these two shows. So while we were working on Ye Meri Family, the anchor for us was that, hey, the show is based in the summer of 1998. There is this visual of Sachin Tendulkar doing well in Sharjah. And so, you know, after a lot of deliberation, we figured out that, hey, our marketing needs to be based in the 90s. Hence, the audience definition that we were able to come up with was that the people who were born in the 90s are the audience for this show. So when the show released in 2018, we were very clear that, hey, this show will not have the audience who are maybe 14, 15, 16 and have started using YouTube. No, the audience were people born in the 90s who have really seen the Doordarshan cable TV era, who have seen Cartoon Network, MTV, Channel V, ETC, and they've really seen how the pop scene in the India really evolved. How parenting really evolved, back in the day. So those were the days of, no inverters. Those were the days of, traveling by public transport from school to, your home. Basic simple things like, your friends and you having a birthday party at home, which is very, I would say the idea of that was also very rooted in the 80s, the way it was being celebrated. Right? And there was a genuine innocence to it in which people would indulge in. So nostalgia was the key emotion that we wanted to harp on, right? And hence nostalgia became the weapon, or the or as Don Draper says, it's the most potent weapon, based on which our marketing campaign was mounted. And now, once you have figured the emotion, once you've figured the audience, the next thing that you do is essentially bank upon whatever media that you have. Now, with TVF, the advantage that we had was we were a pop culture brand, right? TVF was a pop culture brand. It really understood the pulse of the audience, and it was a brand known for its own take on whatever things are happening in and around you. Right? So we had a take on the 90s, which the people born in the 90s could relate to. And hence, we were able to build that massive, massive social media campaign. Still remember the numbers at the back of my hand. We were able to deliver 300 million as a reach on the campaign that we created. Yeah, it was one of those path-breaking campaigns. Yeah. One of those path-breaking campaigns that was created. And then around this, what are the kind of partnerships that you are able to stitch through? What is the kind of media that you could deploy, right? So for us, Zakir Khan was kind enough to interview the creators of the show. Then we were able to create BTS songs of Udit Narayan, because Udit Narayan, again, a legend of the 90s, he created a song for us. Yeah. So he was gracious enough to, create a BTS song, and so we got footage of his song to be created. Then, we got partnerships with the likes of Capital Group who did OH Holdings for us.
Okay.
Then Red FM was our radio partner. They were gracious enough to give us, radio space. Hindustan Times, in fact, was our print partner on the show. They got us print ads. So all of it for us, the way we did it was extremely cost effective, right? Unlike when you see tons of money being pumped into simply communicating a certain idea of a show to someone. We banked on cracking the emotion first, getting to the audience, and then figuring out what media do you want to deploy.
So now with that, we are moving to an interesting section, which is a rapid fire round. Okay, so the rules are you have to, give your answer in as minimum as possible words or one word possible. Okay, so it is going to help our viewers to understand you as a person a little bit more. Okay, so shall we start?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. So what is your favorite age so far? Age.
Age. I think 14, 15, I would say.
Okay. What is your favorite work memory?
This is a simple one. Leading the show marketing for Ye Meri Family.
Oh, that's good. What has changed the most since you have started working here in Filo?
I think the markets have changed. The funding winter is here. Everyone is trying to figure out how organic growth really works. So I think it's a inflection point in my career. I think it's
and it's a very
at the moment.
Interesting time going on in the business
so
side.
You're unlearning all the fundamentals that hinged on spending money because you are a marketing professional. True. And now you are supposed to do things at zero cost. So it's a massive learning curve.
True. So what advice would you give to an employee on their first day of job?
Be a good listener and be inquisitive.
Right. If you could not work in this industry, what profession would you pursue?
Sports.
I think that was easy.
Sports.
Awesome. When are you most productive?
I think I'm most productive in the morning. Because I work from home, I start my day very early. I start at around 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's good.
8 o'clock in the morning to 12 noon, when I'm not, bothered by emails or calls. That is when the maximum work happens.
Super. That's a productivity hack as well, what you're sharing.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of my co-workers actually who are part of the leadership team, a lot of them work late in the night because that is the time when they are not bothered by emails and messages. Yeah, everyone kind of figures out.
They have their own time zone. What would you change about yourself?
Oh, that's a tough one. Change about myself.
I have a similar question. I can tweak it.
Yeah, I could think of an answer. I would allow me to answer it. This was actually a feedback given to me by one of my best friends who did say that you are great at referencing things from the past and applying your learnings, but very rarely you look into the future. And that is something that has stayed with me, and it is something that I'm trying to learn also along the way.
Looking into the future.
I think that I mean, trying to find out what could happen, be more inquisitive. Like while being inquisitive is natural to me, but just be imaginative of what could happen in the future is an exciting thought.
Nice. So what advice would you give to your younger self?
I Okay, I don't know. How should I define the context? I think I should have enjoyed more. I was saddling too many responsibilities. I think I was playing, I was studying, so too many things happening. I think I should have taken less pressure of trying to excel. I should have taken it a little easy.
Awesome.
So yeah, I think I give this advice to even my nephews and nieces now.
Okay.
Take things,
Yeah,
work out.
yeah. Be at ease. So we are out of the rapid fire round now, and before we wind up this conversation, I want you to, talk to our aspiring marketing professional. What would be your message to our aspiring marketing professionals?
Oh, okay. Um, um, to me, I think honestly, marketing. Uh, I'll I'll try and gather my thoughts actually. So see, the most crucial thing, in marketing as a profession is one really needs to acknowledge the fact that it is something that is driven by curiosity, and your work will always be there in the open, so everyone can have an opinion on your work and you should be okay with it, right? Having said that, what sets you apart is the meticulousness with which you would be understanding the consumer behavior, understanding your own product, and what does it take to excel in a market that is now flooded with so many me too products and options, and so much of media with people's lack of attention. I think for an individual to excel as a marketer, I think uh, two to three key things are important. One is being curious. Two is just try and have as many new experiences, learn as much as you can. And three being keep your ear on the ground, understand the changing consumer behavior always. Never shy away from doing things that that you feel are not cool. So going on ground, talking to customers, retailers, people, that is very, very crucial. And just be interested in people in general, from every strata of the society. Be interested in the people. That is I think the most crucial thing.
Super. Super. I think we had a great set of, answers and topics and amazing conversation, Shailendra. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And
Likewise.
there were topics, I really wanted to go deeper, like, journalism, marketing, web series marketing, and all. So probably we should catch up once again sometime and talk a little more about all those topics. Yeah,
Yeah.
and thank you for coming here. Thank you for, agreeing and spending your time on a weekday afternoon. So yeah, so it is a real value addition to the platform.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I was able to be part of it and getting a chance to talk to you on my
Yes.
career and my learnings.